good afternoon or good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Bill Crane Report with my friend Dwayne Weiss.
Hey there.
We're here to really shake, rattle, and roll with information for you guys that you're not going to believe. And Dwayne, you're chomping at the bit here, buddy.
Yes, I am.
Let's have it.
I cannot stand journalists that perceive to be or tell you that they are so ethnic and they're so true and they got all the answers and they would never do anything wrong. They'd never say anything that's wrong. We've got a local columnist in that Sun Chronicle, and he writes a couple of times a week, and his name is Bill Govea. I can never. And if you remember back when the NFL made a ruling that the players would come out for the national anthem were to stand at attention or stay in the locker room. Well, Bill got so upset over that and the rights that they have to express themselves, and he went on and on and on. He wrote an open letter to Bob Kraft explaining how he and his family have had these season tickets in the north end, in the end zone, for 41 years. But effective immediately, they're gone. They don't want them anymore. They're not renewing them. Kraft can have them do what he wants with them. That's it. And he went on and on and on how this was the case. He's going to stand up for this case because he has to get rid of these tickets that are gone. Well, it happens to be that this past issue, he didn't get rid of them. He's bragging how he and his family are still sitting in those seats. Well, wait, what was this big thing that you wrote about, open letter to Bob Kraft, that everybody read? How, Bill, you are a man of true convictions.
Much man.
Much man. You know, journalists, just like jurists, once you lie, everything you do after that, suspect.
Absolutely.
Everything this man puts out now has got to be suspect. He out and out lied to the print public. We read this, we believe him, we say, oh, good job or not good job. Now you can't trust him to tell the truth anymore. Yep. He lied once. And jurists are told if a witness lies on the stand, you can take everything he says after that with suspect because he can no longer be trusted. It's the same for journalists. Now, you remember there was a man named Mike Barnacle for the Globe. Mike used to have all these connections. Oh, he talked to this person, he talked to that person, he talked to this person, they did this, and they told him that. Well, the Globe started checking into some of these things. He was just making them up.
So, yeah, he had one long-running thing, too, about some homeless guy.
Yeah, it was a homeless thing.
Yeah.
And he was making this stuff up.
All of it was totally made up.
So what did the Globe do? They canned him. You don't see him out there anymore doing anything like this.
No, they pretty much ended his career.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's a hot dogger now.
As far as I'm concerned, Bill here should be walking on thin ice.
Yeah, Bill would probably, he's probably, if you talk to him, he'd probably say, well, I haven't paid for him for the last 3 years. My son pays for him.
Yeah,
he insisted on
some technical
And,
loophole.
but I never paid a nickel for him. My skirts are clean.
It irritated me to think that I'm so stupid that I'm going to believe what he did.
He's one of the reasons why I gave up the Attleboro Sun after us getting it for 30-something years. You just, like an explosion in your head going off
it's like
you're through reading.
Alex Baldwin, when Bush got elected, if Bush gets elected, says Alex Baldwin, I'm leaving the country. No questions, no delay. I am out of here. Bush gets elected. That damn Alex Baldwin is still here. Trump gets elected. Whoopi Goldberg and all that group of hers.
Cher.
What's her name? The singer there with it don't matter.
Don't matter.
If Trump gets in, I'm gone. I am leaving this country immediately. They're all still here.
That's right.
Blah, 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 blah. That's all it
They're
was.
not worth powder to blow them to hell.
No, it just shows what they are. They're
Exactly.
just big mouths.
Yeah, exactly.
Self-serving mouths.
Well, I agree with you totally. I agree with you totally. By the way, something very, very interesting here that I discovered. I read an article. That's interesting, all right. Let's just see if I can find it real quick here. I think I'm going, well, there's something. And here's something. Okay, I got this arranged kind of backwards. Rapists should not get parental rights. In other words, if a man rapes a woman and she becomes impregnated and carries it to term, he has rights as a father.
Yeah.
Even though he criminally violated that woman, he has parental rights. In Wendy Murphy, who's not my favorite, but she's a hellraiser. Most of the time, I'm not too wild about her. But in 2014, the Massachusetts legislature, you remember them, they're my favorite group,
Yeah, oh yeah.
secretly enacted,
Not exactly a Mensa group.
secretly enacted a law to recognize parental rights even for convicted rapists who impregnate their victims. The law gives rapists leverage they can use to threaten and intimidate victims. Don't testify, and I won't seek visitation. The law especially harms religious rape victims who won't choose abortion. In no other area of law do we force crime victims to have a legal relationship with their attackers. It's like telling the victim of home invasion that the criminal has ownership rights over the victim's property because he painted a mural on the wall during the crime. Since when do we give criminals rewards for their behavior, much less the noble reward of fatherhood? Let me just ask one question. That law is absolutely ridiculous. Who are the morons in the legislature that voted for that?
You put the right label on them.
Secret vote.
Oh, absolutely, because they know that they're doing something that just goes against the grain of normal people.
Yep.
And they don't want
What right do they have to enact secret legislation?
they don't have any right at all.
Now, they just assume it, and they do it, and the hell with you if you decide to oppose it, we'll bury you.
They continually forget who they are or what they are. They are representatives. They're representative of the constituents.
Of us. They work for us.
The constituents that voted them into office. They're not little kings and queens.
I wish we could invite Charlie Baker to our show. He's beginning to exert a little muscle here. Now that he's in his second term, he can see the end of the tunnel, and he's going to go on to whatever it is in life he's going to do next. But he's actually putting forth some pretty good ideas. It'd be nice to see him tackle this and say, what the heck went on? How about your friend and mine, Jeff Bezos?
Oh, boy.
He is in the middle of his 25-year-old marriage that has gone bust. Racy sex, S-E-X-T-S, between him and his paramour, who I guess is his wife's best friend, went public.
That's convenient.
Yeah, keep it all in the family.
Yeah.
Went public in excruciating detail, causing a salacious spectacle on a level only Tiger Woods and Donald Trump can appreciate. That's a rotten analogy. Some of the steamy sex and nude pictures Bezos reportedly sent his mistress were so explicit, even the National Enquirer couldn't publish them. Now let me ask you a question, sir.
Yes, sir.
The richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos,
Yep.
$137 billion.
Yeah. With a B there, folks.
Where's the outrage?
No, there isn't.
No.
No.
But if a low-level employee in the town of Norfolk did that,
Oh, my God. No.
they would come out here and crucify him
yeah,
right
yeah.
on that stupid vacant piece of land across the street from where we are.
Oh, absolutely. It's big money like that. Normally, they just about can walk.
Yeah.
Just about do whatever they want. Because there's so many people out there that admire them because they are wealthy.
I mean, it amazes me. Some of these people, though, rich and powerful people, have really got a punch in the belly that's doubled them over this sex stuff.
Yep.
But this guy here apparently is made of Teflon or something. It's all sliding off him. In fact, gee whiz, other than Fox, nobody's talking about this.
No, they won't say anything.
No. Amazing, isn't it? And I didn't read anything about this in the Globe either. Found
No.
this in the Herald.
Brother, I didn't see anything. Yeah. And I read the Globe quite extensively.
Unbelievable. What else you got? You got anything else that's really disturbing you?
Yep,
Good work.
I do. And he's back.
Which one?
Sal.
Sal DeMacy. What a guy.
Sal DeMacy, folks. He's back. You remember poor old Sal got sent up the river. Then, unfortunately, he did get cancer.
Well, I had cancer anyway, yeah.
But, oh my God, we've got to get him out of there because
He's on his deathbed.
he's on his deathbed and they don't have any treatment. He's a gone man. And why we got to get him out of there so he can spend his last 30 days on this earth at home and repenting for what he did. He's in pretty good health now. He wants to come back as a lobbyist.
Lobbying the legislature
That's
that we
right.
love and respect so much.
One of the hardest jobs or the most energetic jobs that takes
Arduous.
energy and high activities. You got to be whining and dining these people. You got to be seeing with them all the time. Here's a man that was on his deathbed in prison. We had to get him out.
Back on his feet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just a miracle as soon as he got out of prison.
Isn't there a law against felons?
I don't think in this state. Apparently not.
Boy. You know, what kind of a guy? I mean, you know, a regular person would say, I'm so ashamed of myself. I can't go back in the public eye. He has no shame at
Bill,
all.
these guys have no
None
sense of shame. They can't
whatsoever.
even spell it.
Yeah, right.
They just don't have any.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
There's a Jewish term called chutzpah.
Chutzpah.
You know, and the best definition of chutzpah I ever heard was a kid that kills his parents, then goes to court and pleads for mercy because he's an orphan.
Right. Yeah, I always like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's exactly, these guys, they don't know. They don't have any sense of shame or right or wrong. It's just what it is.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, the mayor of Gdansk in Poland was murdered.
Yep, that's right.
So, I know what you're going to say, those darn guns. Nope,
Nope, not this time.
not this time. Guy chased him with a knife and killed him.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. I don't know if you folks remember Gdansk, but there's all kinds of political turmoil in Poland now. You've got a radical, let's go back to the way it was party. You've got a liberal democratic party. You've got other splinter groups. And there's a lot of problems over there. This hatred, which is deep-seated in people, exploded in an extreme way. And of course, blaming right-wing politicians, of course, for it all. But I don't know whether you folks remember Gdansk, but Gdansk is a very famous city in Poland because it was one of the reasons why Hitler supposedly started World War II, was to free the German city of Danzig, which had been given to Poland so they would have a harbor to the sea after World War I. So it was, Germany was carved up, and the Polish corridor was established. They took German land, and they gave them the city of Danzig, and which the Poles have renamed Gdansk. And so anyway, they have killed the mayor of Gdansk. And Jacques Palish, a deported Nazi camp guard that lived in this country, jeepers creepers, I think.
Yeah, he was here for a long time.
Long time. And it took him a long time to send him out of the country. He couldn't find a country that would take him.
Yeah.
And he was born, I believe, in Poland. And the Poles were not interested in taking him. So anyway, they finally, he was born in a part of Poland, right. So they finally really forced Germany to take him because they said he was a German god. You know, he's all yours, take him back. They no sooner got him over there and he died.
Yeah.
Now, I think he's the last of the criminals that they are so-called criminals. They have no proof
No.
that he did anything during the war, but that he worked at a concentration camp, so he's bad.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's true,
Yes, it's true.
but
There's some buts here on this one.
yeah, but you got to have proof.
Yeah.
You got to tie him to it. But isn't it interesting, though? He gets over there and then simply dies. But I've never been in favor of taking these old men. Some of them aren't even with it.
Yeah, they're well in their 90s, and most of them are. He was in a wheelchair.
95,
he couldn't get out of bed hardly.
And don't you think that, I mean, look, what they did was horrific in those concentration camps, and I'm not minimizing it. Well, what I am saying is these guys that came over here and lived over here have lived with that all their lives.
That's right.
And being sent back to Germany is nothing compared to the nightmares and the hiding and the stress that this guy has faced. Again, it's nothing as bad as shooting and killing someone.
And even if, then there's always the chance, and there's a good chance, some of these people that get, this man, for example, yes, he was a guard. What kind of guard was he? You know,
Was he guarding the storehouse?
that's right. Did he stop at the front gate and ask for IDs when the workers came in or out? Or was he executing?
Brutalizing people.
We don't know. We don't know at all. But then I know there was one, I think it was one of your books or one of your magazines. This woman, it was an interview, and how she was almost convicted of one of these crimes because she worked at one of these concentration camps. And she tells how when the Nazis came in, they picked her to you in the village, we need laborers. You and you. You're going to be a guard. She says, no, I'm not. And he said, They said, well, if you don't, you'll be in the camp. Your kids will be in the camp. Your husband's going to be in the camp. Your parents and your grandparents are going to be in the camp. So she said, what choice did I have?
Exactly. And
And then she pleaded and got to be a cook
yeah.
instead. But
Yeah.
she says, I could have very well been a guard, not because I wanted to or do anything, but because I had no choice. It was either that or my entire family gets killed.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they did. Yeah. And John Demaniuk, the auto worker from Cleveland.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah. They and I'm not sure I get this right, but he was said to be Ivan the Terrible. Mm-hmm. Well, there were no witnesses left alive to identify him. And it was very, very plausible that he was not the man.
Yeah.
But they wanted to execute or punish someone.
It's vengeance now. That's what
That's
it's pure.
exactly what it is.
It's vengeance. That's all that is
Yep.
right now. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't help anything. It's just cruel vengeance.
Yep. I can understand it.
Oh yeah, I can understand.
You can
too.
rationalize it, but it's still wrong. What if you execute the wrong old man?
Yeah, it's not like he's a threat to the society or anything else anymore.
Exactly.
And then there's been, if you go back, the Nuremberg trials, there was so many that got off. Some of that really badasses.
Oh,
that
yeah.
they walked.
Yeah.
Or got just a minimum sentence or
They
something.
got 10 years and they let them walk after 2.5 years.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And they went on to very successful and very profitable careers. Some of these have turned out to be heads of companies and corporations.
They also were elected officials
Yeah.
in the Bundestag. I mean, it goes on and on, I mean, they were successful under Nazi Germany because they had a brain. Mm-hmm. They just transferred it over. Now, here we have a Massachusetts District Court judge has ruled that most breathalyzer test results will no longer be admissible in court until the problem-plagued Office of Alcohol Testing can earn its national accreditation. Can you imagine? In Massachusetts, they cannot get the alcohol testing lab accredited. It fails the accreditation.
Yeah.
But we're the smartest, most advanced civilization
We
in
are the
world.
hub of the universe, right?
That's
here.
it. We're the
we
hub of
are
the
the hub
universe.
of the universe.
Yeah.
There's nothing that we don't know. We know everything there is to know, and we do everything the right way. We never do anything the wrong way.
No, we never pass secret laws in
No,
the
hell no.
legislature. No.
It's. I often said that I would like to have a T-shirt that says OIM, only in Massachusetts.
I know.
We believe that we can do no wrong, and yet we're one of the most screwed up states in the union.
Hard to believe.
Yep.
It's absolutely hard to believe. I got another statistic for you, too. December 10th, 2018, on that date, credit card debt was the highest since 2008.
I read a statistic also, but that wasn't with this article, what the average credit card debt is today. I was shocked.
I know I've seen different figures, but $8,000?
Yeah, it's 17,000.
17,000. Oh, isn't that nice?
That's the one I saw. But even 8,000, I thought, my God.
Yeah. I mean, figure out how much that is in interest. I mean, 25% of that is $2,000 a year that you're paying in interest.
Look at your statements.
Oh, yeah.
They now give you, it's that truth in
Yeah,
lending
lending.
law. If you just make the minimum payment, you're going to pay this for 3 years or
48
10 years
years
or something, and you're going to end up with a $1,000 debt's going to be a $3,000 debt. And that's assuming that you don't put another penny on that card.
You know what? It's unbelievable. And people continue to do it.
Yep. I'm a big credit card. I use credit cards a lot.
I do. I use them for everything.
I do too. I tried to buy a car with it. They wouldn't
Did
take
you
it.
really?
Yeah.
Bastard.
They took $2,500. They did put $100. I said, I'll take the whole
Down
thing. I put it in.
payment. Oh, man. Well, when we first got married, we started using the credit card exclusively for every bloody thing. I've never paid 1 penny in interest.
I haven't either.
Pay it totally at the end of the
And
month.
now I got a couple of them that pay me. Well, the commodity card that the BJ's is, I get 3% on that one back. I get 1, 2, or 5 from the Chase card. Depends on what's, you know, and after so long, you can $80 or $100, and you get a check back if you want it. And you can do anything you want with it. You can put it to your balance, or you can get a check, or you can donate it. You know, they got a million things to do with it. But you might as well get something for it. I was getting air miles for a while,
right.
But then I found out that every time it was like a dog chasing his tail with the air miles. It used to be, I think 20,000. Well, it used to be 15,000 at one. You could get a full ticket. Then it went to 20. Then it went down. Now it's up to 60,000 to get a decent ticket. Well, I could never keep up. I couldn't get the miles fast enough for they raising the rates. Yeah. So I quit that. I went now with cashback cards.
You know, if that mileage club were really fair, you should be able to sell those miles back to the airlines.
You'd think so.
I mean, that perhaps one of our bright-eyed legislators will catch up with that and watching our show and say, gee, those two bozos have a great idea. Maybe
I don't think the airlines are going to go
it.
for that.
But the lobbyist will be rated and say, don't you even think about it, Waldo.
No, because they don't even consider that as a liability, those outstanding miles.
Now, Dwayne, I want to present you with this article here because you told everybody about the blood moon.
Yes. Did you go out and look at it?
No. Oh, I forgot.
It was bright.
Was it?
Oh my God! It was like a spotlight.
Well, during the day it was cloudy and overcast, and I said, "Well, there's no sense to it," so I put it out of my mind.
Same thing. I was to the bathroom, and I looked out, and it was snowing. All of a sudden, it was the shadows. I said, "My God, it cleared up." So I'm getting a coat. She said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Well, I kind of want to see what's left of the blood supermoon," and it looked like a spotlight. It almost hurt your eyes to look at it. It was so bright.
Wow!
And I didn't stay out there a long time, but then I'd go back and go out in and out because it was cold. That cold snap was coming in. The temperature was dropping by the hour, and it did. It looked just about like this at one point.
Wow!
And then I didn't wait for it to
creep all the way over. Yeah,
it was too cold.
A little too cold, yeah.
But it cleared up beautifully. But just when it was starting again, I thought this is like perfect timing. But it's too bad this would have been nice on a summer night.
Go out in the grass and lay down and watch it.
Take a lawn chair and sit out there. With maybe a Jim Beam Black or a Jack Daniels, some other adult beverage or something.
It's kind of mouthwash.
You got it.
Yeah. Well, back when I was a kid, I was 15 or 16, there was a top 10 tune that I really liked, sung by Bonnie Guitar, Dark Moon.
Oh, I don't know it.
No, it was her only hit.
Oh, okay.
And she passed away at the age of 95. And you know how on a computer you can bookmark things and everything? Well, I have Bonnie Guitar singing Dark Moon bookmarked, and I listen to it every once in a while. That was her only hit tune, and she went on to be a producer in record studios. The only reason I mention this is fewer than 5% of the employees that work in the production end of music are women. Yeah, and she's very, very proud of that.
Yeah.
She did it till late in life. And she passed away in Soap Lake, Washington.
Soap Lake?
Yep. So, Bonnie, rest in peace. I cut this article out from the Globe, not because it was an interesting article. Actually, it was a pretty stupid article about the new Mass Pipe project and it's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to reroute a little piece of it and straighten it out or some deal.
There was something that stood out there with me.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll
But this is their new format for presenting things, and it's a question and answer thing.
yeah. That's
Why on earth are we doing this to ourselves after Big Dig? And why lower the Turner Pike? Doesn't that create the same problem in reverse? And then the Globe answers it. And this is like a school teacher. I'm an educator, and I'm telling you buffoons
yeah, exactly.
what the answer to the question is that you're not even smart enough to ask.
Of course, the question's loaded to start with.
Of course it is. And this Adam Vaccaro, who the hell knows who he talked to about this? Probably himself. So he wrote this. Now, this is the new format that the Globe is using. And obviously, they've researched it. And someone's written a paper on this makes you more believable.
You know, the art that I took away from that article, the projection of time and cost.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal. It's not a big dig, and it's moving the road here or here with,
Yeah.
with an overpass. And the years that they were predicted it's going to take and the cost. I said, well, first of all, it seems like an extreme amount of time, an extreme cost, but you can triple all those
Oh, yeah.
in this state. If they said it's going to take 5, it's going to take 15 years.
But you know, the big problem is the amount of traffic that's
Yeah,
been
of
going
course.
through there, how they're going to route it around this. But basically, what they're going to do is take a road that goes like
Yeah.
this and go like, straighten it out.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Don't kill the job in there.
That's right. Now, I got something that you're going to like.
Oh, boy.
They finally are doing away with 3.2% beer.
I saw that.
The brewers are not going to make it anymore.
No, it was Minnesota and Utah was the
Yeah.
only people that had it left.
In Oklahoma.
Was it Oklahoma?
Yeah, Oklahoma was in there too. But Utah and Minnesota are the two where only 3.2 beer may be sold in groceries and convenience
Yep.
stores.
Now,
But anyway, it's all a moot point because nobody's going to make it anymore. There's
Used-
only 2 people making it now.
it used to be, I grew up real close to the Wisconsin-Minnesota border. What do you call them? I guess the convenience stores. In the Midwest, everybody sells beer and wine.
Yeah.
Every gas station, every
gas
gas
station,
station,
yeah.
every 7-Eleven, every place sells. Well, those people that were on the border did a big business with Minnesota because the Minnesotans, instead of buying that 3.2 crap that they had to buy out of the store, would drive across the bridge and buy the regular stuff. So the people on the east side of the Mississippi, they were, bring it on, we got big stacks of it in the store because we'll sell this thing out this weekend.
The first time I ran into 3.2 was in the Army.
Army, that's where I think I did too.
Yep, Fort Dix, New Jersey. About the 6th to 7th week of basic training. Hey, guess what, guys? You can go to the beer tent tonight. That was a Saturday night. And they said, you guys did well on everything this week. A bunch of crap, But nonetheless, your reward is you can go to the beer tent. So I bought a 6-pack of beer and sat down, and I forget whether it was red, white, and blue or what it was an off brand. And I drank it. There's no taste to it.
That's right. It had hardly any taste at all.
And the guy sitting beside me said, well, it's 3.2. I said, what the hell's that? He said, it's 3.2% alcohol.
Yeah.
The regular Budweiser is 5, 5 1/4, 5 1/2. Miller High Life the same way.
Yeah.
So I said, you got to be kidding me. So I drank the can, and I said, you're wolfing it down pretty good. Yeah, this is good stuff. I said, good, here's 5 more. I mean, it cost me $1 for a 6-pack.
It was like water.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was. But I can see why they can't produce it anymore. You got to do things in scale. And if you got to start producing just that for this limited market, It's just not worth it. You can't.
No, it's not that tough to make. I mean, it's just regular beer and you put in water.
Yeah. I think in that case, that's what they did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to Schmidt Brewery in Philadelphia when I was working for the Foxborough Company. I got quite an education in the brewing arts. Light beer. Oh, yeah, we put more water in those. How about dark beer? Caramel. We inject caramel in. Oh, yeah, great. You know, you figure there's some secret brewing method where they used to get dark beer. They dump caramel in. Unbelievable. Well, for a naive New England boy, it was. Well, now, just in case you're looking for a girlfriend, okay? And Monica, don't listen to this. Just in case, though, you are. Here's a 23-year-old woman from Beverly that I think might be looking for an interesting situation. A 23-year-old Beverly woman is facing criminal charges after she allegedly smashed the windows of her local police station with a baseball bat.
The police station?
Yeah. Officer Mike Boccosi said the woman went down to the station demanding the release of her boyfriend, who had been arrested earlier on charges related to a domestic incident in which she was the alleged victim. When she was told that his bail was $25,000 due to previous unrelated warrants, and that even if her boyfriend was released, she would not be able to see him, she became irate and began smashing the windows. Police ended up charging her with disorderly conduct, witness intimidation, assault by means of a dangerous weapon, property damage to intimidate, and malicious destruction of property over $1,200. Beverly Police Chief John LaShua tweeted about the incident a few days later. When you come into the station and find out your friend can't be bailed, please don't take out our windows with a baseball bat and expect not to join them.
Can you imagine the temper that this woman must have?
You know, I wonder.
Out of control.
I wonder if she's a little fired up with a little crack cocaine or something.
A little crystal meth.
I love this one too. On November 9th, a man told Watertown police that he washed his king-size comforter at a laundromat on Main Street, put it in the dryer about 3:30, and when he came back 3 hours later, it was gone. He told police the comforter was worth $300. On December 30th, a woman told Bridgewater police that when she was at a local laundromat, somebody stole her laundry basket and replaced it with a smaller one. A few days ago, she found her large basket and switched it with a smaller one. Police tweeted. Today, her large basket was stolen again and replaced with a smaller one.
There's something about that basket. I'll tell you. It's...
Oh, God. I'm not going to go to any laundromats. That's it.
But if you got a $300 comforter, stick it in the dryer and we'd come back 3 hours later.
Yeah. Don't you think that maybe it would be wise to sit and watch it?
Take a magazine or a book and just sit there and let it get finished. Oh, no.
No.
You know, we talked about,
Go ahead.
The last time while you were looking for them, about plastics and how the oceans are full of plastic and stuff. And I think this was from the Wall Street Journal. And it says, marketers hope you want a refill. They're experimenting right now with going backwards. So they take a jar or a container made of glass or steel. And then the stores are starting to come on where they can take this back and refill it rather than have the...
Like the old milk bottle days.
Exactly. That's exactly what it says about Coke bottles and things like that. Now, this here, I thought about that and I thought, well, that's going to be a little inconvenient. But there are so many areas, I just started thinking about where we can do stuff just cut down on the wasteful packaging. I started looking at packaging, and first thing I was in the laundry room, and it's got this big. Well, it's one of these. Folks can't see it, but it's when you buy these pods, these like Tide pods. They come in a big hard plastic ball or bowl. It looks like a goldfish bowl with a big screw cap on the top. Well, you take them and use it up, and you throw that big heavy plastic container away. And I thought, why? That thing will last 5 years. Why not sell that, but also maybe sell disposable boxes of these little tabs? Go to the supermarket, buy a box of tabs, put them back in that.
That's what I do.
Put them back in that thing and keep that. And the other day, deodorant, for example. There's a million of them out there. You know, I don't know what I got. Gillette or something. It's got a little screw on the bottom and it pushes the deodorant up. Well, that's a big, heavy plastic container. You use up this much deodorant and you throw the thing away. But it comes up, you could go to the store, buy one of those inserts, and screw it back in, and you're all set. You don't have any waste.
Now, I hesitate to tell this story for fear that, well, my enemies may try to have me institutionalized. But did you ever take a look at the Maxwell House plastic coffee containers? The big one?
Yep.
Now, that's a big chunk of chocolate, and it's a heavy thing.
Yep.
It's very sturdily made. So I run through one of those quite often. I stack them up in my laundry closet because I don't want to throw them out because they're beautiful if I could only think of a use for them.
I do the same thing with Arizona iced tea gallon jugs.
Okay.
They're so thick and so heavy. And it's all that's in it is 25 cents worth of tea.
If we made those things out of stainless steel and we got 10 cents back or 20 cents back, and then they went out, were sterilized, refilled, and we got them again, I mean, wouldn't that be a lot better than making plastic that pollutes the ocean?
Those Arizona tea bottles, we use them. I use them for when I'm at the garden. They hold a gallon. They fill up. I would mix up a thing of plant food. I use them for that. We use them for watering flowers where the hose can't get. Monica, with the golf or the garden club, they used to do the watering of the flowers up here at the town hall. Mm-hmm. She'd take 6 of those and line them up and fill them up and put them in the trunk and take them up there and use them to. Yeah. You could use them for years and years and years.
I refilled my bird feeders with those plastic things. Yeah.
But there's so many things that we could
do that.
Throwing this stuff away that don't have to throw it away.
That's right. And by the way, what's a big hassle? It's got to be a big hassle. Is the gallon containers of milk?
It's another one. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, everybody uses them. Well, not everybody, but damn close to everybody. And Clorox bleach.
Bleach bottles,
and the big, buckets of Tide. And my wife claims, by the way, that there's a big difference in that laundry detergent. There's a couple of brands that just stink.
So does Consumer Reports.
Yeah. Aha.
Big difference. Tide has always been on the top.
Yeah, always, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's, what is it, Purell or not? It's not the hand lotion one, but there's another one that starts with
Purell.
Yeah, that some of them come up way down the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, of course, take a look at what some of them are cost-wise. Mm-hmm. Usually the more expensive ones have got better ingredients and end up on top, although not always the case.
Yep.
Not always the case. Now, I hope you have your judge's robes with you today. This little girl, 13 years old, Jamie Kloss.
Oh, yeah, from Barron area.
Yep, from Wisconsin, was found after 3 months being held captive by this. Mm-hmm. Now, we know very little about it. Jake Thomas Patterson, 21, was arrested on kidnapping and homicide charges because he killed her parents.
Yeah, she walked in apparently
take
with a
her.
shotgun and blew him
Boom,
away.
boom, and you're coming with me.
Yep.
Now, I don't know in that 3 months what he did to her. If he didn't even lay a finger on her,
It doesn't matter at that point.
still,
Yeah.
she is damaged goods for the rest of her life.
Yeah, that
She's-
poor kid's going to have some
That
psychological
kid,
problems.
that's right. You better get a full-time psychiatrist on call because that poor little girl is going to have a tough. She's got to be made of steel in
Yeah.
order to survive this. Now, Elizabeth Smart apparently has survived it. The one that was kidnapped there in Salt Lake City, and she reached out to this little girl. God love her. But what is an appropriate sentence for Jake Thomas Patterson?
Well, Wisconsin does not have the death penalty to start with. And there are some things I think I'm against the death penalty because it's too easy. I would like to see hard labor camps come back. Much like, I don't know if Louisiana still has the chain gangs or not, but
I'll tell you what, if they don't, they got work gangs.
yeah, well, that's, I don't think it, just put them in prison, that doesn't mean anything. They got a warm place to sleep, they got 3 meals a day, they can watch TV, they play chess, they go to school, they got classes. Come on. The only thing they can't do is go down to 7-Eleven and buy a 6-pack of beer. But they can do just about anything else.
Yep. And it seems to me that when you get life in prison, it's not life at a country club.
No, that's right.
And there should be another level for prisoners doing life imprisonment. And there should be extra security to protect the guards.
Yep.
Because when that guy's in there for life, what the hell? He'll try to kill somebody else.
Oh, absolutely.
Or try to kill a guy.
Yeah.
Sure, if he gets a half a chance.
Then these numbnucks, these prison reform people,
Yeah.
and they invariably they got somebody that's in prison, a brother or a sister
Yeah,
or
sure.
a father or somebody. So they're real active with it. They want you can't put them in solitary confinement. You can't do this. Well, what are you going to do to them? Nothing. You can't. According to them, you can't do
According
anything.
to the district attorney of Suffolk County, we don't want to do
Yeah.
anything to them. Eh?
We don't have Alcatraz anymore that you can send them there.
You know, yeah, it's wrong that we are not more serious about how we incarcerate people. Now, well, there also one size does not fit all.
No, does
And
not.
there is a certain type of prisoner that it's like planting a garden. I mean, you want to educate them. You want to work with them because there's some hope for them.
Yeah, that's a different story again.
Right.
Yeah. No,
But as far as I'm concerned, life imprisonment, hard labor, doesn't
right.
matter, and no hope. Now, no hope of parole, and you know what, though, drives me crazy, is there will be elected some nutbag
Down on the
governor
road,
of
yep.
Wisconsin,
Yep.
and he'll say, or
Oh,
she'll say,
gee.
oh boy, you know, we got to get him out in the community. And that's awful to waste a life like that.
oh yeah, invariably.
Yep, and that's the part of life imprisonment that I really don't like. If it were, they put him in, locked him up, threw the key away, and there's no way to get him back out, that's fine. A 90-year-old Peabody woman could be heard screaming for help in her home Thursday when a live-in health aide allegedly assaulted her after the after the nonagenarian accused her of being impaired on the job. Oh, I see. The 90-year-old accused Sophanie Fideli, 27, of being impaired by drugs or drink or something. So as a result, the health aide beat the hell out of her. This is great. A non-guilty plea was entered on Fideli's behalf, and she was released on $500 bail. I don't quite understand how you can assault a 90-year-old person and give her a tap on the wrist like that.
I don't know.
Authorities found empty liquor bottles in Fideli's room and discovered that a commode chair hadn't been emptied for several days, prosecutors said.
We just got to 5.
Okay. I think that I would probably take Fideli and give her about 10 years of hard labor also.
Any kind of elder abuse, because they're just so helpless.
Yep, that's exactly right. A Haverhill High School history teacher is under fire for assigning a controversial assignment on whether or not President Donald Trump is a fascist. Some people claim that Donald Trump is a fascist. Time to check it out, was the homework assignment to students. The controversy gained traction after a parent questioned on Facebook whether the assignment contained a liberal bias. I don't have a problem with high school students being given a homework assignment that says, what is your judgment on the job that President Trump is doing? And we'll discuss it in class.
Yeah, go ahead. I know where you're going. I think I know where you're going to go with that.
However, I mean, this question is sort of like, when did you stop beating your wife?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're applying guilt in the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. In a public forum here, someone said, I see an assignment that asks tough questions and encourage children to think for themselves. They are taught to be critical thinkers, and don't we need more of those, said one parent.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we need to. You know, another thing we were just talking before about the hub of the universe here, but pricing and things that we pay for. Now, you watch PD Live, and I watch PD Live. Start paying, you probably do already, pay attention to the background when they drive by gas stations and stuff. You see the gas prices.
$1.65.
Yeah, $1.71, $1.70 in South Carolina.
Yeah, we're getting hosed up here.
And they think it's a big deal because we went down to $2.39.
Yeah. Actually, $2.30.
Sunoco was $2.39.
$2.28 or $2.29 in Center Franklin.
Was it?
Yeah.
But good Lord, I mean, 50, 60 cents a gallon difference. But you know what? They're not afraid to build a pipeline.
That's right.
We are.
That's
pipeline.
Right.
Oh my God.
Oh, we're terrified.
Terrified.
Yeah. Okay. Well, saving the best for last.
All right.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we could just squeeze it in.
Squeeze it in.
Of all the ads on television, the one that I hate, father and son working in the woodworking, building chairs. I love you, Dad. What? I love you, Dad. I couldn't hear him until I got this stupid ear trumpets. And then afterwards, I love you, Dad. What? I love you, Dad. I know I heard you the first time. I just wanted to hear it again. What kind of people act like that?
Oh. We could do a whole show on the idiocy of Madison Avenue.
Yeah. But in riding on the train to Boston or sitting in South Station waiting for the train, I overhear all kinds of people on their cell phones, and they always end up with, I love you, bye, bye, I love you. Who the hell says that? Who are they trying to convince The person
I
on
don't
the
know.
other end of themselves.
I don't know. And then
I don't understand that.
and they always portray the man as an idiot.
Yeah.
That's invariably.
This lady that was kidnapped out of Hennessy's bar.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Great that they found her. So how is this Hennessy's fault? Because a couple of the Boston politicians,
of course.
well, we're going to have to get stricter on the bars. So what the hell is Hennessy supposed to do?
They don't know who walks through that door.
The ladies are grown, 21 years old, educated professionals, and they're out on the prowl. Should limits be placed on how much or what they drink? When a guy moves in to chat her up, should an alarm go off and the identity police come and check the guy out? Corey check him? Has he got drugs on him? What are his plans for the evening? Should Hennessy's decide if this union is okay? When she or they decide to leave, should Hennessy's check on their destination plans? Should she be questioned separately to make sure she's comfy with what's going on? Should Hennessy's provide transportation? Should Hennessy's provide a chaperone for the couple? Should the chaperone protect the lady's virtue if she changes her mind at some point? Should the chaperone bring her safely home after all the excitement has waned? That's where we're going with
Oh,
this.
yeah, absolutely.
Madness.
Hennessy should be responsible if it was a place had bar fights every other night. The place is breaking out in fights and the cops have to be called. Then they got a problem. You can't hold somebody like Hennessy responsible for somebody that walks through that door.
You cannot do it.
They did
You're
nothing
not a
illegal.
bloody
They did nothing
babysitter.
disruptive. He didn't do anything in there.
All you can do is shut them off when they get
Yep.
stinking drunk.
Yep, that's right.
And if they got 3 bartenders working, how the hell's that going to work, you know?
Yeah,
A guy
exactly.
gets a couple from this bartender, walks down the other end of the bar. I mean, come on. What are they going to do? Have a chick going for guy with black hair and red sweater. 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, better shut them off. I'd never be out of business in no time they pull stuff like that. But these city councilors, have they ever been out at night?
No.
Have they ever been young and single and
Boston city councilors are the most screwed up, unrealistic, out of touch individuals. Stupid. And it's a nothing job, and it pays decent for what it does.
Yeah.
They have to do. They don't have
Yes.
to do anything, know anything, or nothing there.
it's a stepping stone
Yep.
for a move up? And we must be out of time.
Well, we must be.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Well, all right then. Well, folks, it has been a pure delight to be with you tonight. I can't believe how much fun it is to see you all. And
And we can see you too. You think you can't, but
we can see you looking in those cameras. Thelma, put that bottle back down again. Yeah, she's at it again.
Yeah, good old Thelma.
Yep. Well, all right, folks. Listen, stay cool, or stay hot, stay warm,
All right.
behave. Goodbye.
Be good.